now I got sound. Now I'm live and I'm sound and I have green. Okay. So then I can watch the chat. All right. Okay. Okie dokie. And we're live. Button up my shirt. Yep. Stream health is good. It's green. Okay. So I can put this up here as long as I'm very careful. And I do mean very careful. That's what I mean. Okay.
12-second delay.
Oh, well, that's not bad. Okay. All right. So I'm going to come over with this. Let's see what that looks like. I overrun with mice. I am mouse laden. All right. Doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad. Okay. I'm going to record.
I'm going to go test it downstairs.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, hello everyone. I'm Barb Owen. And I'm in a new, not a new space, but a new setup. So just may take me a little bit to get used to it. But I'm so glad that if you're watching live or watching the recording, thank you for doing that. All right, so what I'm going to do here today, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and all that stuff to everybody. What I'm going to do today, as I'm making this new adventure into streaming on YouTube, which is exciting and fun, and I'm happy to do that. And I'm really warm at the moment, so I'm trying to get my sleeve undone. Okay, pull up my sleeve. What I'm going to do is, let me show you. What I have here is a calendar page, or what will become a calendar. This is the picture part of the calendar page. These are mandala designs that I drew. They're from my book, Mandala Melange, and it's an ebook, and I'll have the link in the description below the video. And what I'm going to do, I printed it on watercolor paper, and so I'm going to just kind of play around with some different techniques as I go through creating my own calendar, because I couldn't find one I liked, so I thought, oh, I'll just make my own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use inexpensive Prang watercolors, kids watercolors, and I'm going to base coat these in just with some light washes of watercolor, and then I'm going to play around with some pencils. I'm just trying to get myself organized here. And so you can see, and I've got room to work. So I'm going to put some just washes of watercolor, and then I'm going to come back with colored pencil, and I'm going to add some details and what have you. That's the plan anyway. We'll see if it works out. So I have some water. I have inexpensive paintbrushes and inexpensive paints, and so we're just going to start adding some washes of color in here. And like I said, this is watercolor paper. It's 90-pound paper from Michael's, I think it was. It's an Artist Loft brand. And so I'm just going to add some washes of watercolor, and then we'll just see what happens. So I'm going to put sprinkle some of the green color around. So I've got 3 different designs on here. So let's see what happens, shall we? So just adding some color. Don't have to worry too much if I get outside the lines, because who cares? Hi, Carol. How are you? Nice to see you. Hi, Ella. Happy New Year to you as well. Just doing some playing around.
Hi, stream. Hello, chat.
This is, in case you don't know who this is, it's the infamous Sun. Are you checking things?
Yeah, just looking at stuff.
Okay. So, how was your New Year's, everybody? Did you have a good one? I hope. Did you see the tweet? Is that how you knew I was on, Carol and Ella? It's the wrong time of day for me, isn't it? At least it's Friday. Ella says hi, Race.
Hi, Ella.
You guys take down your Christmas trees and all that stuff yet? Or are you still celebrating in a festive way? I have no idea how this is going to go, so we're just going to play around and see, because I want a new calendar and I couldn't find one I liked. And don't mind Race, he's fine-tuning the adjustments here and there. I don't have him for many more days, so I got to take advantage of all the technical support I can get. My chat's in a little different spot, so I'm kind of having to get used to things, you know? Every time you change things around, you go, woo! Ella's is down. He thought the tweet was a mistake. Nope, it's not. It's for reals. So I'm just using Prang Watercolors and just putting in some washes of color, and then we'll play around with adding some pencil and, you know, some Prismacolor pencil and so forth as we go. Okay, so these are 3 different mandalas from my mandala book, Mandala Melange. And Charlie is complaining in the background, so if you hear him, don't buy into the fact that he's abused, because it's not true. He's fine. Seriously. He only thinks he's being abused. They think it's not fair that they should be in there at this time of day, don't you know?
Quick question. Do you know... I'm going to mute your mic.
Okay, chat is different from Ustream also. Yeah. And something else that's different, correct me if I'm wrong, is you can scroll back while it's live, correct? Is that correct?
Yes, you can. So you can go backwards in time, kind of like using a Diva, a TVR, a DVR, or a TiVo. I kept mixing up the words.
You kept mucking it up.
Yeah, I'm mixing up the words there.
And you have a whole selection of emoticons, right?
Yeah, all kinds of emoticons and all kinds of stuff.
So yeah, it's different.
What are you doing?
I am filling in. I should make you do some of this.
No, it's okay.
Don't you want to learn how?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. You do a pretty good job.
Because I share with you. Is that the deal?
I guess.
I'm just filling in with watercolor. Washes, light washes.
Look who's here, Nikki Beauty Bliss.
Hey, Nikki Beauty Bliss. How are you, my girl? You doing okay? Nikki Beauty Bliss is Nini427. Some of you will know her as.
Everybody has a new nickname now.
Yep. New names to get used to.
Hi, Nikki Beauty Bliss. Oh, there's Claus Man.
Claus Man's in the... Claus Man can't hide anymore.
No, I can't. Everybody's got a new nickname. Everybody has to like come out of the...
Come out of the woodwork.
Yeah, come out of their hiding name.
Yeah. If they don't, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. Be careful, there's water there.
Yeah, I told you no liquids.
Be careful.
It's
Careful.
Okay. It's okay.
This is water.
I see it.
Be very careful. He's been giving me grief.
Told you no liquids, but that's all right. It's up to you.
Well, it's real tough to do watercolor without water. It's tough.
I know. You've been telling me that all day long.
I have. I've been grousing about it all day, giving him dirty looks and everything.
It's that and your coffee.
I don't drink coffee.
Okay, tea, coffee, water.
It's over there. It's clear out of the picture.
Is that vodka?
No. I never did like vodka, so it's a safe bet that it's not.
Right. Who else is here?
You're in charge of the chat.
I can't see the chat. It's on the other side of you.
What's the matter with your eyeballs?
I don't know.
She's just having dinner.
Who's having dinner?
Nikki Beauty Bliss. Barb, are you still going to use Ustream? Probably not. Probably this will be our new home. Probably this is our new home. Yo, 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 girl, yo, go, yo, go. Yo, go, go, yo, girly, yo, go,
Is that
go,
the person's
yo.
name?
Yes. Hello, Yogo. Do tell, what is your name?
Yogo, do you have a real name?
Yeah. Do you have another name you'd like to...
Wait, here, I have a chat over here.
Yeah.
There are two chats.
Well, there you go.
Well, we are behind the control room here.
Be very careful. There's water.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to put some color on here while I try to keep my hand out of the drying watercolor. I'm using Nikki Beauty Bliss's favorite color, right?
Yeah, it's true. If anybody needs to lower the quality, if you'll hover your mouse over the video, there will be a gear icon that shows up at the lower right corner of the screen, and you can click the gear and select quality and then go down in quality from HD all the way down to a much smaller quality like 480p or 360p. Those will be easier to load if people are having trouble loading, or just reload the page. It should automatically find a good connection for you.
Yogo can't see or hear.
Well, that's YouTube for us. YouTube's good though, but YouTube's very good. YouTube is providing a really good service now.
Guess I could put this over. See if I can put this someplace where you could see a little bit more. It's a little bit hard to get everything on this screen so you can see it all, but there you can see a little bit. I'm just mixing some colors, pre-mixing some color in my little tray. Barb, why are you leaving Ustream? Because I can stream in high definition here, and there's lots more options here for me. Isn't that the correct thing? It's
Yeah.
mostly high def.
Yeah, it's high def. Ustream doesn't allow us to stream in high definition. And they also allow for everybody to have a better experience, not just you, but the audience. It just allows for much better and more advanced things. YouTube is a much more advanced platform these days, where Ustream has decided that they're going to charge a ton of money to everybody and provide a kind of a, not a bad experience, just YouTube has decided it's going to really want to be a player in this streaming space, so they've put a lot of effort into making it really good. So it's growing and getting better every single day.
So that's why.
Yeah, it's a little different, but it will it'll provide a much better viewing experience for everybody on the other end.
Yeah.
And plus the videos are like DVR, so you can back up the video. If you ever missed some time, you have to go take a potty break or go refill your coffee, you can come back and you haven't missed anything. So you can back up and then fast forward again if you want to. Even catch up late. If you show up late in the stream, you can go backwards in time. So you might catch up live, but then go back, I think it's 2 hours. You can go as far back as 2 hours.
Was it 2 or 1?
Yeah, I think it's 1 or 2. I forget which it was.
I think it was 1.
The stream length is unlimited here, instead of Ustream has a limit on it, and so that's another big advantage.
So I can stream all day long.
So you have you can ask her to stream more and longer streams.
We'll see if our boys can hold out, right?
That's right.
Hi, Yogo. No, I just started. How long will the show stay online?
Tonight it will stay online and as long as Mom is willing to paint. And then the shows will stay up on YouTube. Oh, they will be on YouTube immediately. There's no time for waiting for the system to process. So that's another big advantage for everybody. The moment the show is over, we just save it and it's automatically available to the whole world in full high definition right away.
Yeah. No, you haven't missed anything, Yogo. Yogo, what's your name? My name is Barb, in case I didn't introduce myself. I am saying, tell me your name. I didn't tell you mine. But maybe you knew that. Oop, the water's over here.
Water's over here?
Don't paint the mouse.
Nope.
Be careful of that water. You better move, because you might spill it.
I'm just going to listen to the audio. They're saying it's a little out of sync. Let's just see.
Okay. Hi, Elaine. Nice to have you join us. I'm Barb. And some of you I may know you from Ustream, but I have known you by other names, perhaps. Amanda. Great, Amanda. Nice to meet you. Okay, so we're going to come over to this one and see if we can give it a little something something. So were any of you at Ashley's Ustream last night? I just wondered if she got her, I had to give it up early. I just wondered if she got her sewing machine going. She was a trooper last night. She was a trooper. She bought a brand new sewing machine and got it out of the box. And was reading the instructions and was figuring out how to use it. And she had all kinds of people helping her. Hi, Sherry. She did.
I've returned.
Yeah.
I'm seeing everything in sync. So if anybody has a syncing issue, just reload the page, give that a shot, and you should see everything come back into sync.
So one of the things I did here was I printed this with an inkjet printer on watercolor paper. And I'm noticing that I am bleeding a little bit of the ink, so I probably should have given this a little bit of a shot of fixative perhaps, but you know, by the time I'm finished with it, I think it'll be fine. So we're not going to worry about it. Besides that, it's only paper. And it has two sides. Hey, Julie. You went to church for the New Year? Great. She threaded it the wrong way. It was funny. It was funny watching that and having everybody try and tell her what to do.
Chat always has a good, strong opinion about everything, huh?
Everything. Okay. Yes, we all. There's no shortage of opinions. So what I'm using is Prang Watercolors. That's all I'm using here. And just base coating. Here and there, just base coating in some color. The mandalas are great meditative kinds of things to do. I love mandalas. That's why I did the book. That's why I love drawing them. And I drew some new patterns this week. So that's going to be coming up here before, hopefully before too long. We'll have another book coming out.
What was the inspiration for this project tonight?
I needed something to do.
Just anything?
Yeah. It was what I could think of because we have been working, I can't say we, that probably is, I've been working, cooking, and making merry Christmas. And Race has been working nonstop trying to get everything, all the equipment lined up and all the ins and outs figured out on everything, which has been quite a challenge. It's always a challenge. And
it's technology. It's always a challenge.
It is.
You don't let technology know that you're in a hurry.
If you do, it will bite you.
It'll both bite you, slow down, find a reason to break.
Stick its tongue out at you.
Yeah.
So I really didn't have anything prepared or in mind to do on stream. I didn't think I'd get to stream today at all, quite frankly, but...
Well, it's the first of the year. We have to stream on Friday.
Well, we did stream
Plus
on...
it's the first of February. 1st of 2016.
It's
January,
actually
not
January.
Not February.
It's close
Well,
enough.
maybe it's February. It feels like February.
Could be.
I lost track of time.
That's right. We did stream on Christmas Eve, although we had technical issues with that, so we didn't record. We did manage to do a lot of streaming that night, though.
Did a lot of streaming, yeah.
We did. We did a lot of stuff. I taught Race how to cut snowflakes. Ella, Race, once the show is over, how long is it stored on YouTube? It's stored until you take it down, right?
Yeah, it'll be stored on YouTube for at least a month, and maybe longer, for sure. It's on there permanently until we decide to move it or whatever.
Yeah, do something different.
Do something different. It will be on there at least for a month, if not longer.
You don't run into the same issue about...
Put it this way.
About it going
Ella,
away.
If she might be asking how many files can be up there, it's unlimited. So YouTube is built in such a way that allows for unlimited numbers of videos in the channel. We don't want to overwhelm the channel, so it really kind of depends on the age of the video and how much it's being watched and those sorts of things. If videos are still being watched, we'll keep them available on the channel. When they're not being watched, then we'll take them off and make a little more room or just move them into a different place.
Yeah, Carol says she saw the snowflakes and the dog biscuits. Yep. We did. We did sweet petals. It was a busy little stream. We did sweet petals, we did dog biscuits, and we did snowflakes. Now, how's that for an eclectic mix? You can't get much more eclectic than that now, can you? So, yeah, the inspiration for doing this tonight was just I needed something to do and I needed a calendar. So, Bob's your uncle. 2 birds with 1 stone, so to speak. If you have specific questions or comments that you want directed specifically to me, type them in all caps if you would. That way I say definitely, I will try very much to catch those. If any of you have not checked out Nikki Beauty Bliss and her channel, she does some of the most incredible, and I do mean incredible, makeup videos. You know, I'm not going to do makeup the way Nikki does because that's not my thing, but I love watching her do it, I'll tell you that. I've learned a lot from her too.
Also learn how to look good with a budget.
That's right. That's right. She does a lot of drugstore product reviews and ideas and things like that. And that's her channel, isn't it? Nikki Beauty Bliss.
Yep. If anybody wants to know, or here's another thing that's fun about YouTube, is that there's a lot of opportunity for people to have YouTube channels here. And so most people, streamers or otherwise, are joining YouTube to put their videos here for a long term for other people to see them on a worldwide basis. If anybody wants to see someone's channel, you can just mouse over their name in the chat, and if you were to click on it, now don't do it yet because you'll leave the chat, you'll leave this page, but if you click their name or right click on it and open it up into a new window or a new tab, you can go to that person's channel.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yep. So you can go right over to the channel right away.
I had no idea about that one.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Learn something new every day. I put my hand right in the wet watercolor over here. See that mess? Yep. When you have a mess, you just have an opportunity to fix it, right? Just fix it.
You know how to fix things.
I've been fixing stuff all my life, haven't I?
Yeah.
For somebody. That's okay. You do that for me now. Aren't you happy?
Yeah. I'm thrilled.
I know.
I'm thrilled.
Yeah, so the other day, I don't know what day it was. I forgot now. Claus Man was out. He was going out to a job to check on a job for a client. And he calls me, and he says, he was a little startled about the situation in that moment. And he says, I need help. Okay, what you need? Well, my truck broke down. And then he starts telling me what broke on the truck. Okay, now let me just tell you people, that's like speaking a foreign language to me, okay? It's a guaranteed foreign language. And I said, just a moment. I have someone you should speak to. I immediately put number 1 son on the phone. I said, talk to your father. He needs help. I'll drive the car. So with the help of, I don't know what all was involved in that. I tried very hard to stay very quiet and just figure out when I needed to get in the car and where we needed to go. And so he comes out. Do you have that picture? No.
No, no picture.
I do. Just a minute. I have to show you the picture. Let's see if I can find it.
It was going to be cold outside, so I dressed up. I live in California, so...
He's turned into a lightweight.
It's a little colder out here.
He's turned into a lightweight. Okay, you ready for this? Probably can't see that.
Probably not.
Where is my mouse?
Your mouse?
You have my mouse on something else, right?
No. There you go.
Okay, hang on a minute. I'm trying to zoom you in here. That's as zoomed in as I can get it. So Nanook got all dressed up, put on his baseball cap, and he's got his thumbs up. He has on a stocking cap and a baseball cap. Whoops. He has on a stocking cap. He has on a baseball cap. He has on a winter coat. He has on 2 pairs of jeans. I don't know how many pairs of socks. He has on his gloves and gave me the 2 thumbs up.
It was cold outside. And it was raining.
He's a lightweight.
And I'm a lightweight. Well, when it's December and it's 60 degrees in California.
Yeah.
Actually, ask Nikki Beauty Bliss. What was the temperature? She always knows the temperature.
Yeah,
that's a big joke.
And when it gets to be 50 degrees out there, everybody wears stocking caps and scarves and gloves.
Yeah, as opposed to people here who are in t-shirts and shorts when it's sleeting.
Yeah, well, they're idiots. I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. So, yeah, he was ready to go. And he got all dressed like that, and then he comes down the stairs and he says, okay, let's go fix Dad's truck. Okay.
And we fixed it,
yep.
And I was warm. So I don't know what the problem was.
You don't know what I'm complaining about.
No.
It was funny, people. It was funny. So, Amanda, where are you from? Hey, Miko. Miko. Okay, Amanda, the Yo-Go-Go girly Yo-Go-Go girl, wants to know, how do you do that on mobile? Do you know what she's referencing?
Yeah, she's referencing on how to click on a person's name. I'm not really sure, Amanda. You're going to have to test it. I would test it right now. Actually, I will on my phone, but if you don't have an iPhone, I don't know if this information will help. And it's different if you're in the app versus if you're on the website. Yeah, it appears as though you can't actually do what I said, which is click on a person's name while you're on the mobile phone or the app. So you'll need to do that from a PC or a Mac. And then you can click on the person's name in the chat and you can go to their channel.
Yeah, it was quite a day, Lara. Let me just tell you, it was quite a day. But Clausman, are you in the chat? Are you going to talk to us, Clausman? I can't believe he's being quiet about that. He must have gone to sleep on us.
Yeah, he's down there.
Is he watching?
I'm sure he's watching. We'll find out here in a second.
Yeah, we will.
We'll find out in a delay.
Yeah.
We'll see some sort of rude comment.
Smart remark coming.
Yeah.
Smart remarks coming forth. We got him all fixed. We as in number one and his dad.
Yeah.
They got it fixed. I sat in the car and read a magazine.
You read one?
I read one.
How do you do that?
Well, you get your book and you put on your glasses.
Makes sense now.
And you read. Or you just don't talk right.
So
Amanda,
what will you do with this this mandala page once it's done? Will it become your calendar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it turns out, if it doesn't, I'll throw it in the trash.
It just turned it into what? Just scrap paper? Will it go on the shelf behind us?
Shut up. Okay.
There's a big thing of scrap paper right
shut
there.
Up.
There's a big thing.
They don't know about that. All they see is this organization right here behind me.
Well, that side's not as organized. And I'll turn the camera over there, too.
That side isn't that unorganized. It's not. They've been begging for a room tour. I said there will never be a room tour of my space.
I have a 12-foot
No, you don't.
extension cable
No, you don't.
on one of these cameras.
No, you don't.
That you could do a room tour.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're lucky there's only 11 people here right now. And 3 of them are Clausman, I'm sure.
How do I know?
It's over here.
Julie, I'm in Missouri.
Right there.
Where is... Oh, okay. I'm in Missouri. It's cold here. We've had about every kind of weather you could have since Race has been home.
It was really nice and warm, and then it was really windy and blustery. Then it was rainy, then it was sleeting, it snowed a little bit, and now it's just bitterly cold.
Yep.
So, when I go back...
Welcome home.
Yeah,
Welcome
lucky.
home.
Yeah. At least I've been inside most of the time.
That's true.
I'm not complaining. It's nice to have a little weather. Most California weather is pretty plain.
It's just boring.
I wouldn't say
Let's
boring.
just be
It's
honest. It's just boring.
It's plain.
Let's just say it's just
It's
boring.
nice.
Just call it what it is.
It's nice,
boring.
actually.
Turns you into a lightweight. I know that.
Yeah, she thought you were perfect.
Who does?
I don't know, somebody in chat.
I don't see. Well, I hope you feel better, Amanda. Who said I was perfect?
Down at the bottom. Shall I read the chat for you?
Oh, Carol. Yes. CB says, Julie says you're a bad boy.
No.
Yeah, she did.
Did you wear your gloves in a bottle?
No, because I'm using watercolor.
Well, it shouldn't be too bad then.
Nah, it will come off. If I was doing jelly plate printing, but I'll probably never get to do that again because can't have water over here.
I didn't say that. I said
No.
liquids.
Can't do. There's a lot of things I can't do now.
I didn't say that. I said you
There's
can
a
do
lot
what you
of
want
things
to.
that he says I can't do anymore.
That's not what I
Don't
said.
let him. Don't listen to him, because he's being.
I said you can do whatever you want. I would
As
say-
long as there's no liquids involved.
So long as you don't spill.
No, that is not what you said.
And I said no
You
liquids.
did not say that. You said no liquids.
I said no liquids. No liquids, no
How?
liquids. I
How?
said it many hold on. I said it many times, no liquids. But then I prefaced it with, now it's your equipment, you can do what you want. And
You
really
heard
it's
it.
just don't spill it.
You heard it. Of course, now he's made me so blasted self-conscious.
You're gonna just have to put everything in a giant Tupperware tub.
I'm going to jelly plate inside a big clear tub.
Yeah, that's
Sorry
fine.
if you guys can't see. Sorry. Race says I can't. And if Race says, you know how it goes.
That's right.
Race is the boss of me. You guys are always talking about be the boss of your own whatever. Nope. No, that doesn't work here. Because he's the boss of me. Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I would not go that far.
Nikki Beauty Bliss probably would agree. Nikki, back me up.
She's probably busy doing makeup.
Ella lives in Oxnard, and it's been down to 30 degrees at night and in the 50s during the day. So it's been a little chilly out there.
Yeah. it's been
Oxnard's
chilly.
not far from you, right?
Yes, Oxnard, Ventura. It's a little north. A little northwest.
But it's not too far, right?
No, not far. Maybe like 45 minutes from where my house is.
If there's no traffic.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, if there's no traffic, it's about 45 minutes.
This is looking kind of cool. It's a little messy. It'll straighten up when we start adding some
It's got a very
pencils.
70s feel to it.
It does, doesn't it? A little trippy.
Yeah.
Gets a little trippy thing going. Yeah, he's really bossy.
Never. Never been known to be that.
Opinionated. Right? What's the difference between bossy and opinionated? And yes, I do need someone to read the chat for me, so you can just stay here and read the chat.
Well, I'm reading it. It doesn't help if I just read it.
It doesn't,
I
but
have to respond.
But usually you'll tell me if there's something important,
Yeah.
right? Uh-oh, Chance is unhappy.
The sponsors are in there just wanting to come out.
But we can't, listen, if we can't have liquids, we can't have sponsors. You've seen your sponsors for the last time, people.
Sponsors have to stay in
I'm
their
teasing.
dungeon.
I'm teasing. Yeah, their dungeon. Their castle.
They do have a whole room to themselves.
Yes. And they
Actually, according to them, this whole creative studio is theirs.
according to them, the entire house is theirs.
It's true.
But they don't. They went on a walkabout the other day. Yep, I came in the studio and the sponsors were nowhere to be found. Nowhere. They were gone. I said, "Where are the cats?" Mr. Race didn't even know they were gone. And so I had to go looking for them. They had taken themselves upstairs together, because they will go places together that one of them won't go by himself. They'll go together because they're usually like that. They like to
Bad influence on each other.
well, they are. They're very much like those two Siamese cats from Lady and the Tramp. And so I went upstairs. They heard me coming. I didn't even get up the first step, and Charlie about knocked me down coming down the stairs. And when he runs, he runs really fast, and he's very heavy, so he goes thunk, 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 and his gut's going like this, waving back and forth as he's running. His belly's just a swaying. And Sandy, the golden retriever, was just inside the door because she heard, she sensed all the commotion, so she's looking to see what's happening. And so Charlie rounds the corner to get back in the studio, and he runs into Sandy, does a little U-turn, sidestep, and gets around her, and he gets back in the studio, so everything's fine. So now I'm after Chance, and I go, start up the stairs again, and Chance, this gray streak meets me, and he's coming down the stairs, just meow. Well, he rounds the corner to come in the studio. He runs square into the dog. That scared him, and so he does the cat thing where he goes straight up. He jumps straight up, came down, did a beeline around that dog, and ran in here as fast as he could. And he gets over here close to the door that goes in the sewing room where they basically live. And he comes to a screeching halt and sat down like, what? Yeah.
He's back in his safe place.
Yeah, like I didn't even know. Like he'd never been gone anywhere. They lie.
The colors look pretty good.
Do they? Pretty accurate?
Yeah, I mean, we're using webcams, so for what we have in cameras, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty accurate to what you see in real life.
Well, that's a big plus.
Mm-hmm. It's a whole process, obviously, putting all those technologies in place. I mean, you're aware, of course, but you want to get everything to work just right and easy, and that kind of takes a while.
Well, and the bigger issue is that Race will be going back to California. Who knows when we'll see him again. So we had to take the time to get it put together. He did an absolutely incredible job, as he does with anything that he does. Because, and I know I'm very biased, let me just be honest. It's the truth. He is amazing.
So you're going to start crying, people.
No, I'm not. I'm not. Look at me.
Okay.
Do you see a tear in my eye?
Not yet.
Not yet. They know how I am. They know me. Okay, so if I'm a sap, you guys don't mind if I'm a sap, do you? I mean, really. It's just the how of it, somebody used to say.
Was that me?
Yes. About to go on a 3-mile job. Love the new format, Miss Barb. Mom and I enjoyed... What?
I don't know. She probably stammered on the keyboard. I don't know what
She's going on a 3-mile jog.
Walk.
Maybe
Probably
a
a
jog.
walk. I don't know.
Okay.
Her thumbs misspell things. Like all of us.
I thought maybe
But it happens more often with Nikki.
I thought maybe you can. Oh, Julie, the cat leap was hysterical. Julie feels the same way about her son. See, I'm not the only one. Julie, do you get all sappy and stuff? I try not to, but sometimes I can't help it. I'm a big sap.
Okay, nothing wrong with that.
I keep spinning this around. It is going to be kind of like a kaleidoscope.
I think we should all just guess what Nicole was trying to say. So, jog is probably more accurate, but we're not sure yet.
Okay. I don't know what she was saying.
I don't know either.
You're supposed to interpret these things.
It's hard. Sometimes
It's really
difficult.
hard. It's really hard to interpret.
Well, she's not here to defend her. Well, she's here to defend herself.
She is. She's right there. She says, oops, watching.
Yeah.
Ops. She says, ops, watching.
See?
She's ops watching. Nicole, we love you. We love you. We're just giving you a hard time. Okay. This is kind of pretty. I'm kind of liking this. Actually, I could probably get away with not even doing colored pencil, but I think I'm going to have to just because.
So what does the colored pencil do? Is just crisp up the lines or what?
Yeah, and it's going to add a little shading here and there. Just because of the wonderful things she does. Nope. Race, may I ask what type of job you have in California?
I work in...
LOL. That's what she says.
LOL?
Ella LOLs a lot. Which I think is funny.
Well, I work in the entertainment business. So it's...
He's got about 500 jobs.
I tend to take on a lot of projects.
Yep.
But the short answer is that I'm an actor and a film producer in Los Angeles. So that is what I spend most of my time doing in LA. I also have a computer technology consulting company, which we do marketing and fixing of computers and updating and all this kind of stuff that Mom has in her system here. We do this type of stuff. So one reason why I forced all this technology on her.
I was never going to do this, people. Never, ever, ever.
Well, she was going to stream. That was her.
I started out.
That was your choice.
I started
But you're
streaming
doing
and
it-
you didn't even know it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
I know. But you found me online, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you snooped.
No, I didn't find you. You showed it to me one
No,
day.
you found me.
No, you found it one.
No, you found it. You found me. Don't lie.
So, in any case, you were just starting out with one webcam and a laptop.
Yeah, but I didn't even know how to use the other shot in the webcam. I mean, the other shot, like in the camera, in the laptop. I only knew how to do the webcam.
Yeah.
I thought when we went to using the camera in the laptop and the webcam, I had stepped into something great. Now, people, I have 4 cameras and 8 shots, and I'm sitting in front of Command Central that has 4 monitors.
Yeah. This is very true.
Command Central.
And 2 computers.
And 2 computers. 3, actually. 2 of them are in service at the moment.
Well, 2 of them are powering the stream,
Yes.
and then your laptop.
And I speak Mac and PC now.
Yep.
I'm bilingual.
Yes. It keeps you fresh. Keeps you thinking about stuff.
It's going to either keep me very young or make me very old. We don't know which yet. Ella wants to know where she can see your films.
Ella, you can just simply, right here on YouTube, just in the search bar when the stream is over, just look up my name, Race Owen, and you'll be able to see whatever you like. There's all kinds of stuff.
And some of them are very bad. He's a very bad, very, very bad character.
And some of them are very funny.
Yeah, they are. They are. What, Tiny Saddles?
Tiny Saddles is one.
Tiny Saddles. You got to look that one
I don't know if that
up.
one's actually on YouTube.
Well, I found it.
You found it on web? Or on
on
YouTube itself? Yeah?
Yeah, it was in my subscription feed the other day.
Oh, okay.
It is funny. It is really, really funny. I had no idea he was that funny.
Or if you want, you can visit my website, which is just raceowen.com, and there's a video section there. And there's a smaller selection on the website. But if you're on YouTube, just look my name up on YouTube and you'll find it. You'll find plenty of stuff to watch.
He plays an axe murderer in one of them. I never did watch that one. I couldn't do that one.
Yeah.
Dad watched it and he says, I couldn't even believe that. I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't. He said, I think I did finally get up the guts to watch it.
Oh, it's not that bad.
You were creepy. You were creepy.
Yeah, it's a good job.
Yeah, you made me believe it. And then he plays a character that kills his father in another one.
Father,
sister,
two girlfriends.
Yeah.
Sister, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blew up my brother in his race car with a bomb.
I like it better when he plays the leading man, like.
Yeah, well, you're mom, so you're gonna like all that stuff.
You're too handsome not to be the good guy.
Yeah,
Come on. Come on. It's true. It's true. So anyway, that's where you can see him. This is looking pretty good. I'm kind of digging this little thing. We're getting close to being done with as much as I'm going to do on it. I'm close to done. Not quite, but almost.
Will you do more? Will you do another one?
Now I'm going to switch to the colored pencils. I'm going to dry this and then go to colored pencils. Play with that for a while. How long have we been on? How do I know how long I've been on? 51, 56. I've been on 51, 58?
Yes.
Holy mackerel.
52 minutes so far.
Wowzers. You guys. Is somebody else streaming that I should be aware of? Okay. I'm in high cotton with two I was in high cotton with two cameras, let me tell you. Who else? Fat fingeritis. Miko. Fat fingeritis. I love that. Miko, you need to stream again. I haven't seen you stream in a long time. Oh, Sarah's streaming. I don't even know what her channel is. Well, that's good. You guys have a choice then. That's always good. It's always good to have a choice. Are you going away?
I'll be back. I'm just testing things still.
Well, I have listened to him for the last 3 or 4 days up here going, test, 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 test. Test 1, 2, 1, 2, test, 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 test.
True.
And then he's had me come up here and I've had to do the same thing. Test, 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 test. 1, 2, 1, 2. You need to talk a little bit. So I say, welcome to Drama Free Friday. So we've tested and we've tested and we've tested. I do like these Prang watercolors. I have to tell you, I think that they are just cool little pans of watercolor. I think if I spent much time in the watercolor world, if I really, wanted to take the time to get good at it, which clearly I don't, or I would. I'm more of a watercolor. I do with watercolor what children do with color books. Not what adults do with color books, what children do with color books. I just play with them. Yeah. Okay. Got a few more little things here and there. We're just going to fill in some little dot to dot things. And I'm going to do one more section in here, and then, yeah, when Race comes home, let me tell you, it is crazy making, because there's a lot of stuff that goes on when he's here, because he's not here for very long, so we got to really get cracking. We're having way too much fun. Miko, you've been periscoping. I don't do Periscope. Miko, you're good at everything. What are you talking about? You are good at everything. I've seen you do plenty of things. You got to be kidding me that you're not good at them. Lie, pants on fire, Miko. Okay, I'm going to dry this a little bit so I can fill in this last section. I think watercolor's tough, personally. So here's how this is going to work. Let me see if I can show this to you. Let me get out of the picture for a second. Okay, so here is how the calendar is going to be. Like, there, this is the top part, you know, that's going to be the pretty part. And then here's the calendar. So I'm going to put it together using a cinch or something. And then I'll flip this one up, and then that will be the pretty part, and then February will be down here. So that's my thought. We'll see if it works. We'll see if it works. It might. Miko will have to just to tell you about Periscope, because she knows more about that than I do. Okay, and I think I'm going to fill in this little section on this. Fill in this little section here, and then we'll see if we can maybe do some color pencil stuff. All right, what kind of color do I want to put there? I have... My color palette is somewhat limited because... And I much prefer the bright colors to things like, see, the black in this has hardly been used at all. The brown has hardly been used at all. This color purple is really dark. I've hardly used it. You can tell which colors I really like because they are the ones that are clearly used up. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can fill this in here. We'll see if I can avoid making a big mess, because it's not a very big space. I could switch to a smaller brush. Listen to me try to talk. But don't you know that would be too easy to switch to a smaller brush, you know, when you could just make life more challenging for yourself and use a big brush. But when I was painting back in the decorative painting days, that was one of the things that I learned to do, was to use bigger brushes, because the bigger the brush, and that was in the days of oil paint, the bigger the brush, the fewer brush strokes and stuff you ended up with. And so, yeah, that stuck. it did. Chance is complaining because he thinks he should be out. He should be out of that room. In case anyone happens not to know, Chance and Charlie are Siamese. So if you hear their lovely melodious voices in the background, and you go, what is that? It's nothing but a complaining Siamese or two. I'd never had a Siamese cat. I'd been around them a couple times. One of my good friends has Siamese cats. And I always thought they were peculiar cats, which in fact, they are that. But living with them is a whole different experience. I've lived with cats all of my life. But living with Siamese cats is a completely different experience. They are literally cats of another sort. What you looking at?
Oh, just looking at the string quality.
Hi,
and
Rosemary.
testing. Just testing to make sure it's working.
You don't type well. None of us type well in chat, Rosemary. It's okay. I'm glad you found us. That's great to have you join the group. Thanks for saying hi. Hi, Sherry. Totally different. Some of them are bleeding a little bit, but not too badly, because I'm kind of trying to keep it from putting two wet colors next to each other. If they were, wet next to wet, they'll bleed right away, but it's not too bad. We're going to see if we can clear up some of the cloudiness when we get the colored pencils going. We'll see how it works. If it doesn't work, like I said, it's only paper. It's only paper. Okay, so do I want to do anything else? Do I want to paint that in? I don't think I do. Okay. I can always come back to it and do it later if I want. I don't know. I'm going to leave this white for the time being, and I'm going to leave the rest of this white. Be careful, there's water.
Yeah, liquids.
Be careful.
Well, they don't see it, so it must not exist.
I'm telling you, be careful. Be
Yeah.
careful.
Yeah.
Okay? Be careful. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to dry this. If Brace will let me have my heat gun.
Yeah.
It's okay if I have it?
Yeah, go ahead.
You could set this on the counter, then we won't worry about it anymore.
Are you done with it?
Uh-huh. Thank you. Uh-oh, here comes Muppet. Claus Man, who is my husband, and Muppet and Sandy went on a long walk today. My goodness, it was cold, and they were gone for a long time. They took quite the walk. Do I have any intentional bleeding arts? As in, intentionally let these run together, you mean? Usually watch your videos because the chat thing in Ustream is not so great for me. Anyway, I'm on Twitter and Mini Roses. Oh, Miss Rose, that's who you are. Miss Rose, welcome, welcome. I didn't recognize your name. I recognized your picture. Yeah, I'm not letting them bleed on purpose. You can with watercolor, but I'm not. You can talk as much as you want, Rose, Miss Rose. Okay, let's see what happens.
Okay.
I'm trying to be okay. Okay. All right, so I have my pencil sharpener at the ready, and I'm going to use Prismacolor pencils, and I'm just going to unband them because that way I just can dig for the color I want. So I usually band with rubber bands, like Dee Dee, who is Inkwell or Inkywell, depending on where she is. She's the one that I learned the whole concept of banding the colors together. This I'll probably only use the yellow. Maybe.
Why would you band them together? Just for convenience?
Yeah, this just makes it easier. Then you don't have to dig through all the pencils to get what you're after. You just can grab
Nice,
the reds.
convenient, yeah.
Very smart. And believe me, I never thought about it. Those are browns. I probably won't use those. You want to see how the pencils work? Me too, Julie. Me too. Well, Miss Rose, it's great to see you in the chat. How's the weather where you are? Look how pretty that is. Isn't that beautiful?
It's like
Look at
pencil
that.
rain.
It's like pencil bow. Rainbow. It's a pencil bow. Okay. All right. I'm going to scoot these up.
Get rid of them all the way.
Yeah,
They
I
look
got to
good.
move them. I know, but I can't get this in here if I,
Got it.
you know. There's a limit to how much arty-farty kind of stuff I got. Where's Arty Farty Fairy? She was here chatting with us the other day.
She was.
Yeah.
She was watching our test stream. We were testing it.
Well, Sherry, I hope your move goes very well for you. I do. I'm sure that you will be thrilled when it's over. Okay, yeah, Arty Farty Fairy was watching the other day, and we were chatting with her when we were doing the test. That was fun. Okay, I don't like to work with a really long sharp point, so I don't, because I find that a little tough to deal with, so I don't do that. So I'm just using a purple. This happens to be Parma Violet. That's just slightly darker than the purple or the lavender of the watercolor. Let's see if I can show you this better. Not sure whether you can see this very accurately, but I've added a little bit of shading right there. And I'm just going to show you on this camera how this looks. You're going to go in, okay? And so then I'm going to come in here with a little darker purple. This one's violet, and I'm going to put a little bit more, just a tiny bit. Right there where it connects into... So I'm trying to get this in the right spot. Right there where in the deepest part of the heart, so that it shades just a little bit. I'm sure you will be happy when that is over. Okay, so let's go here. So back to the Parma Violet. I'm using really light pressure, little round circles. And then I'm going to come back. And the reason that this looks like it has paint on the end of the pencil lead as opposed to this end of the pencil is because it does have paint on there. Yeah, in my stupidity, when I first got these pencils, I sharpened the wrong end of the pencil, meaning that I sharpened the end that has the name of the pencil, and I knew if I sharpened it very much, I would lose the name of the pencil. So I put paint on the lead so that I wouldn't sharpen that end anymore because it's just not very bright. I have my moments when I'm not very bright. That was one of them. Okay, so we're going to go to the next little heart. So this is watercolor paper. It is hot pressed, but it does have still a little bit of texture. And so it's going to pick up a little bit of the texture of the paper. But I'm not really worried too much about that because I'm going to come back on top of it. So you can see these have been, these three, this one, and this one, have all been shaded a little bit, as opposed to this one, which has had no shading at all. So that's got shading on it. This one does not. But very light pressure when you do this stuff, because it's real easy to get to lay down too much pigment. These are the Prismacolors by, these are the Prismacolor Premier pencils, although it says Barrel on it. Right here it says Barrel. Oh, yeah. Hello, get in the camera. This is Barrel, so these are some of the old ones. They now say Premier there instead of Barrel. Poor Chance. No one loves him.
He's just in there complaining
No
away.
one loves him. Well, let's see, what time is it? Oh, it's 11:30. That's why he hasn't had any food.
He hasn't had his dinner.
Yeah. It's 11:30. Good
Yep.
Lord.
We've been streaming for an hour and 11 minutes.
Well, what's wrong with me? I'm crazy. Okay.
Yes.
I'm crazy. Can I have a drink of water, please? Can I have a
You can
drink?
use your mic button,
please, please. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm back. Miko loves night streams. Move aside, Crayola. That's right. Sorry, I was just catching up on the chat for a minute. Okay, so I'm going to move into this area in here where there are some lavender strokes, look like comma strokes, and the hearts on the inner circle, and so we're going to see what happens on those. So a little bit of, what are you laughing at? What are you snickering about?
Miko says she thinks she's addicted to your night streams from painting, and now this.
Oh no, now this.
Yeah, according to Miko, you have to pick up more night streams.
I do.
Yep.
The problem is my voice goes to sleep, so they would be very silent. I'm surprised I'm still talking, because my voice does tend to play out after a while, especially if I've been recording or whatever during the day. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a wee bit of the darker purple.
Looks like CB's going to leave us.
CB, you going away? Hey, thanks for hanging out with us. A bunch of these were die-hard people last night. Boy, they were hanging in the chat late last night. Good night, Miss CB. Pleasant dreams. Chance says good night. I'm going to see if I can get most of this one done. We'll find out. Okay, so those are the, you can see maybe some of the shading color on those comma strokes out there. Hopefully you can see that. Now we're going to work on these hearts right here. And again, I'm going to work on just the very bottom edge of each of the hearts, because I'm just trying to give it a little bit of dimension. Not much pressure at all. Well, I think I'm gonna have to go feed the cat so he'll hush. Otherwise, he'll drive us all crazy. They're used to being fed at 11 p.m. on the dot. And as you can tell, it's clearly past 11 p.m. Okay, so we've given those hearts a little bit of shading in here. All right, let's give this a little bit of shading. So this is a green, so I'm going to pick a green that's just slightly darker than that. This color is apple green, so let's see what we can do here.
The colors look really nice.
Yeah, they do. That's pretty cool.
Nice and clear.
Yeah, that's good. And those are amazingly accurate.
Yeah, well, we can thank YouTube for helping us out on that too.
Thank you, YouTube.
Thank you, YouTube.
We love you, YouTube.
Well, YouTube's letting us stream in high definition and stream on televisions and really do some really neat stuff.
Thank you, YouTube. Okay, so we've added a little bit of shading around the outside edge of that. I'm going to go to a little bit darker green. So that was grass green. This one is also grass green. Wait, no, that was apple green. This is grass green. Duh.
Do you want me to feed them or something?
Yeah, would you? And you want to give them about a quarter of a cup of cat food. The cup is in the cat food. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where's the thing they feed it in?
It's in the cat food.
The bowl?
The bowl's in there. No, get it out of there, carry it in there, and dump it in their bowl.
Got it.
Yeah. They will freak out if you take the food bowl. They will think that is very bad news. So adding a little bit more, a little darker, not quite as much, not taking up as much space as I did with the apple green. And this is with grass green. So just giving a little bit more dimension. And then I'm going to do one more color on top of that. Oh, thanks. And then I'm going to do, this one is olive green. I don't have a big range of colors. One of my goals is to shortly get a bigger set of the Premier color pencils. I have quite a few colors, but there are a lot of colors I don't have. So I'm looking forward to getting the bigger set because I do a lot of colored pencil work with my doll faces and things. So I would like to have more choices. So that is something I'm looking forward to doing. Okay, and so now we've shaded around the outside edge of that green center. So that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to leave the yellow center part of this alone right in here. These little yellow petals I'm going to leave alone because I got a little heavy with the pigment, and so it already has some kind of some dimension appearance. So I'm going to go to these red ones out here on the edge, the next round of red. And again, I'm going to go for the color that is just a shade darker than that. So let's see what we can find that's a shade darker.
Is this the right amount?
No,
Half
a
of that?
quarter of a cup.
A quarter of that?
No,
Just a quarter cup?
yeah,
Okay.
that was a lot. Be careful you don't give it too much. Went in there with a whole cup. He took a whole, he did, people, I can't trust him for squat. He took an entire cup of food into them. They only need this much. A snack. It's a snack, I tell you. What am I going to do with him? Goodness. Okay. So I'm going to use crimson red. And let's see if that is enough to make any difference at all. Yeah, it is. Okay. So a little bit of crimson red. I don't like the pencils real sharp. Sometimes I do have to stop and sharpen them a little bit, but I know different people like different points on their pencils. I personally don't like it to be super duper sharp. That's just me. We're all different. Thank you. That will make them happy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Did Claus Man give it up and go to bed?
No, he's still down there watching.
He is? Okay. All right, so I've done that. Now I'm going to go to darker red. This is Tuscan red. And again, when I'm doing less area, I use, sorry, I said that wrong. When I use a darker color, I cover less area than I did with the first shading color. So each time you get darker, the way that I like to do it, each time I get darker, I cover a little less territory, space, area, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and so you can see, hopefully, the red in here where it's been shaded a little bit. I do get to be bossy. I'm the bossy pants. I'm the bossy pants. Okay, so let's go back to the other red colors, red areas. So I'm going to go back to my crimson because that worked. So I'm going to go back to crimson and add a little bit of the crimson at the point of these comma strokes and these comma strokes. So I find it, I don't know why, but I find it easiest to work opposite myself as opposed to on the same side as me. I find it easiest to work, keep turning the paper and working on, oops, sorry, got it out of the frame. Like so. Everybody has to find what works for them. What works the easiest. Okay, and then back to the darker red, Tuscan red, and a little bit less space. Cover a little less area with the darker red. Okay, so there are the reds. Hopefully you can see that. Let's work on this orangey color back here. So what kind of color do we want to use there? Let's see. This is a darker one, a little bit darker. Or we have this one. This one is orange. Let's try orange and see how that works. So on the orange, I'm going to go around the edges and go around these little comma strokes that are inside that orange area. I'm just going to go around all this stuff. Now, if you get too wild and you've put on too much color and it's looking stripy, where this is looking a little bit stripy, like right there, you can see that real well. It's showing up very much on the camera. Then you pick a color that's very close to the background and color on top of that. And that will help blend that in. It's still looking a little stripy to you guys, but in real life it looks pretty well blended. Okay, let's go over here to the next section and do the same thing. So don't use too much pressure. Because if you do, then you cause a blending issue for yourself. This is being done via YouTube. I'm on the YouTube Live, Miss Rose. Okay, so giving it just a little bit, more dimension around that. Okay, we'll go to this one. Now where you start getting, on these mandalas like this, where you start getting the fun for me is when I put the black and white on at the very end. So up until that happens, it's kind of, they have kind of a splotchy look. No matter what the medium is that you use, they look a little bit splotchy and blurry. It's more like blurry, like a little bit like they're out of focus. So there's that one. Okay, let's keep going. You'll get the idea. One of the crazy things about doing live streaming is that, you know, when you're doing art like this, that's so repetitive, this kind of artwork, you feel like, oh, I've got to hurry because I've got to keep you guys interested. Well, it's hard to do that when you're doing a mandala, because the mandala by its very nature tends to be a repetitive, meditative kind of art form, and so you're kind of working against yourself by trying to do it quickly. And so you gotta like take a breath and know that if people have things they need to do, they can go do whatever they need to do. Okay, and one more. This is the last orange, big orange section. Yellow orange actually. So we'll give it just a little bit more shading around the edges. Okay, and I missed these red ornaments out here, so I'm going to run back and get those. And we were using crimson red and Tuscan red, so I'm going to do a little bit of that out here on these little ornaments. And it's very common for me to have two pencils in my hand at one time when I'm working with colored pencils, like that. So I'm adding a little bit of shading here. So if anybody has any questions, be sure and put them in the chat, and if you'll write them in caps, that would be great. Because that way when I look up and check the chat, I'll catch it. And if by some chance I miss your question or comment, don't hesitate to put it in the chat a second time. That's just fine. Okay, so we've got the shading on these little red, turned around, on these little red ornament places. We've got a little bit of shading and dimension. Okay, the next one, let's do the green leaves here, because why not? So I'm going to use grass green. I don't know, that won't show up. So we need to go to olive green. So I'm going to go to olive green. Put a little bit of shading there, and then I'm going to use the same color because I got it in my hand, and I'll put a little bit of green, the olive green, where these leaves tuck behind the other leaves. Well, I have to say, Rose, there are times when it is a little bit challenging when you're trying to think, trying to run cameras, know what it is that you want to do, you know, with the stream, what it is you're trying to show somebody, and keep your wits about you and read the chat. Sometimes it's a little challenging, but honestly, I think it's kind of fun. For the most part, you know, it's good to stretch and see how many things you can do at one time, really. The greatest challenge sometimes is making sure that you stay where people can see what you're doing, because this particular camera that I'm using is really close up, and so I have to keep checking to make sure I'm where you guys can see, because it's really close, which is great. And we're almost back to where we started around the circle a minute ago. Things looking okay, Mr. Race?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Everything's looking good.
Okay. Okay, so we have the leaves with a little bit of shading around the leaves now. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use blue. I'm going to work on this blue section in here. So let's go for one of my favorite colors, which is violet blue. I'm going to sharpen it just a wee bit. Okay, so this is violet blue. So let's see how this looks. So again, I'm just going to kind of go around. Now this is a very, very strong color. So I'm just going to go around things with little circular strokes. This is very, very strong. Some of the pencils are really strong as far as the pigment. And so you have to use even less pressure, because you end up, if you don't use less pressure, you're going to just lay down way more color than you intend to. And this one I'm going to have to come back and blend it with another color of blue, because it's it's laying down kind of a spotty look for whatever reasons, probably because of the watercolor paper. So it's not going down with a real smooth coat of color. So when you look at that, it doesn't look very smooth. So we're going to see if we can smooth it out with, pardon me, let's see what color. Copenhagen, or maybe this one. This is Periwinkle. So I'm just going to color right on top of what I just did.
Reason to suffer through it.
Okay. So I am using Periwinkle. And just smoothing it out just a little bit. Okay, let's see, what else do we have to do? Put a little color on those kind of tealy blue sections there. We're going to add a little bit to that. Okay, that's good enough for that. All right, this teal color. I think we're going to have to go with like a Copenhagen blue. I'm going to add a little bit of that at the very bottom of those comma strokes. Just to give those a little bit of extra color. And then I'm going to come up here where the same color goes around, kind of in kind of a scallop. It's not showing up here as twice rows. I'm not seeing your comments show up twice. Just so you know. So I'm adding just a little bit of color on either where these, that kind of goes under the next pattern. So that's kind of fun, kind of in and out behind. Give it a little bit of that dimensional feel as it rolls underneath. Yeah, so I bet it's just giving you trouble, Rose, because I don't see your comments coming in and showing up here as twice. Okay, what else? So there is what we have so far. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch back and I'm going to do the, I'm going to go to the black and whites and see what we can do with that. So I'm going to move the pencils out of the way. I'm going to switch to the other camera. So this is the one that we're doing. Let me see if I can get a couple of pins here. See what I've got. You're chatting when you said you wouldn't. Okay. So I've got a Sharpie poster paint pen. I have a Uniball Signo white pen, which I like. And let's see what else. A Jelly Roll white pen. I have a Jelly Roll black, but I'm not sure it has much stuff left in it. And then I've got this one of these Uniball pens here. We'll play with that. That's enough. Enough to play with. Okay. So I think first of all, I'm going to use this black one. This is a Sanford Uniball Gel Impact pen. And I like to have a piece of scratch paper. And just, nope, silver. Wrong pen. Wrong pen. Try again. Okay, try again. This is a Uniball Vision. Black is what I was expecting, not silver. It's okay, Rose. No problem. Okay, so let's see. What do I want to do here? I think what I'm going to do is I'm making this up as I go along, just so you know. I'm going to go around the patterns, which will have the effect of kind of focusing the camera lens again. And everybody has to do what they enjoy doing. They need to do what is most comfortable. And like I was saying earlier, it's easiest for me to work away from myself doing these for whatever reason. Now, the next time I do them, it may be more comfortable to me to do the other way, work toward myself. But in this particular case, I'm finding it easiest to kind of work away from myself. And it's good to keep a piece of scratch paper close by, because then you can just keep cleaning off the pen. If you happen to pick up some pencil, which is common, that you might pick up some of the wax from the colored pencils. And you can clean off the point just by just by scratching it on a piece of scratch paper. Now, if you don't go over the lines exactly, it doesn't matter. It's a hand-drawn pattern, so and one more. Okay, so I'm going to complete this inner section here with black, and then I'll go back and do some decoration. So let's do and let me switch to the other camera because I think you'll be able to see it maybe a little bit better. Hi, Teresa. Probably not. Probably we will make the switch here to YouTube. This is our new streaming home. It allows us, YouTube allows us to stream in high definition, so gives us a lot better view. You guys will be able to see a lot more. There's a lot of advantages. Teresa, did you have your Santa Clauses on your tree this year? Your Santa Claus with wings? Let's see the question. Did I do this with regular pencil before? No, what I did is, they're from my book. The Mandala, they're from the Mandala Melange book, which is, it's a PDF, it's an ebook. And so I took some of the designs and I resized them and printed them, printed them out on the inkjet printer. So that's just, this was the paper I tested them on. Okay, this is printer paper. And then I printed them on, with the inkjet printer, on 90-pound watercolor paper. So they're just printed straight onto the watercolor paper. Hey, Vicky. You posted a picture on Twitter. Oh, good. I missed it, but that's great. Okay. So I need to go around this thing. And then I'm going to decorate this section. I have to say, I'm impressed with these pens going over the Prismacolor. Now, I am trying to keep the rest of my hand from resting on that pen, so I am trying to purposely keep my hand away from the pen in case it's not completely dry. Okay, so there it is, outlined in black. So it's been colored with watercolor wash, then a little bit of colored pencil, and then outlined in the black. So far, so good. Okay, now what I'm going to do, actually, you know what? I told you I wasn't going to do the rest of that. I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to do the rest of this in black. I can't help it. I can't help it. Now, this part I'm going to work toward myself. And while I'm here, I'm just going to do these little gizmos. So we'll just do all this. Okay, and then we'll turn. And we'll just work our way around here. And there's a dot I missed. A little dot right there that I missed. I didn't get any color in that one, so I'm going to fill it in. I'm going to fill it in with a felt tip pen. So I'm going to use a Tombow, and I'm just going to fill it in. Nobody will ever know the difference. Tombows are watercolor markers, so it doesn't matter anyway. Okay, moving on. You do realize I'm making this up as I go along, right? Totally making it up as I go along. Okay. Do you notice how quiet Chance and Charlie got once they got food in their bellies? Since I've said that, they'll probably start complaining again about their sorry lot in life of being ignored and shut in the sewing room. I have to tell you, I don't know what day it is this week. Are you guys having as much trouble trying to figure out what day it is? It feels like Saturday to me. And I think Dee Dee couldn't figure out what day it was yesterday, because she thought yesterday was Friday. Hey, absolutely it will, Vicky. Just blab away. Blab on, my friend, blab on. So over here, right there, I put my hand squarely in the purple paint when I was base coating it with watercolor. By the time you get all the other stuff done on it, you know, the outlining and stuff, there's a little bit of a smudge, but it's not enough to worry about. So you can clear up a lot of issues with when you come back and do black and white pen work, or you could even use paint and the back end of a paintbrush and do dots. I like using the pens or paint pens. Okay, so we have all of that, and the only thing I have left to do to go around is these outer scallops. So if any of the lines from the inkjet printer have blurred a little bit, this kind of helps, you know, get them back as well. And like I said, they don't have to be perfectly on top of each other. Like right here, I missed a little bit. You know, I'm not right on the line right there. Right there. So I can do one of two things. I could go back and pick up some watercolor, or I can find a color in my Tombow markers that's similar, and we'll see how this works. And I can fill that in a little bit. Let's just see. Yeah, nobody will ever know the difference now because I just filled it in with a little bit of Tombow. Looks good. Yeah, you can live on Facebook too. Yeah, I understood that. Yeah. Naughty emoji. Oh. Okay, so there's that. So now let's see what we can do with this black paint pen. It's just about out of paint. This is the extra fine water-based Sharpie poster paint pen, and I like the Sharpie poster paint pens. There goes our Charlie boy. I like them for making dots. Now it does take a minute for them to dry, so you have to watch that you don't put them someplace and then turn right around and stick your hand in them. He sounds pitiful. I don't know if you guys can hear him or not. So what I'm going to start doing is just adding what I call the frosting. Hi, Tam. Okay, so I'm going to put a few more black little bits here and there. And then we'll go to the white. So let's see, what else do I want to do? Charlie sounds like somebody's trying to strangle him. Just thinking out loud as I'm just kind of looking around what I want to do. If I want to do anything, I don't think I do actually. I do want to come back to the other black pen I was using a minute ago, and I want to, while those black Sharpie paint line dots have a chance to dry, I'm going to come back over the lines in the leaves and sharpen those up a little bit. Once you decide what you're going to do, and there's no right or wrong. You just decide, I'm going to do this, whatever this is, add a line or dots or squiggly lines or whatever. Once you decide to do one, sorry, getting myself off the camera, then you just repeat it. It's a lot like doing, it's like any kind of pattern work. It's like Zentangling or Zen doodling. You just decide you're going to do something and then repeat. I hear myself. Okay. So that's what we've got so far. Thanks, Vicki. Okay, so what we're going to do now is go to white, and we should see quite a change with the white. Let's find out. So I'm going to use the Signo Uniball white pen, and then I'm going to start in the middle. I'm going to hit this with a little bit of heat just to see if I can set any black pen mark. Just to make sure I don't I'm going to try not to smear it at all. Okay, let's go in with some white and see what happens.
I've returned. How does it look?
You've returned?
Yeah, gotta make sure you're doing it right.
I don't know. What do you think? You think I'm doing it right?
Looks pretty good.
Not too bad?
Yeah.
Not too ugly?
No, not at all. Looks nice.
Thank you. Is Claus Man still hanging in here?
Yeah, he's still down there watching away.
He is.
He's watching both on his iPad and the iPhone. So he's watching you on two different things. If he could figure out the TV, he'd probably be watching you on the Apple TV as well.
He probably would. He probably would. He probably would. We'll flush him out of the woodwork. Talking about him. So you just decide that you're going to do a pattern, as I said, and then you just repeat it. You just start repeating it. And, you know, there's no right or wrong. You just go for it. But especially when you put the white on, I find that really brightens things up. You know, it just kind of sparkles, adds the frosting. I put a little band on that. And sometimes if you've got a heavy buildup of the colored pencil, sometimes it interferes with the pen a little bit, so you might have to let it put on a coat and let it dry and then come back and add another layer of the white pen or whatever. But I have pretty good luck with the Signo Uniball white pen going over most anything. Okay, so I've added a little bit of white pen work around in the orange. Hi, Colleen. Welcome. Okay, so what else shall we do? I think we'll go around this. And then a lot of times I like to go back and forth with the white and the black. So I might put down a white dot and then come back with a smaller black dot on top of it, or vice versa. Vice versa. And of course you could use other pens. You know, you could use jelly glitter pens and, you know, all those different kinds of pens, or the crystal star pens, or any of those to do something similar. Okay, so that's adding some white around on those. Is there a place to see who is who in the chat room? I don't think so. Is there? No. So let's go back to the black. Probably didn't let this white pen dry quite long enough. But you'll get the idea. Okay, so you can see just by adding that way you can see a little bit more of what I was talking about, playing back and forth with the black and the white. I'm just checking my lines here. So you can add, you know, other little patterns like that. And then perhaps what I want to do is put a dot. Like that. Like so. But you can spend as much time doing this as you want. I love doing this part of it, so, you know, I can fiddle around with this for ages. Let's see, what else? Let's see if I can cut it off here at some point. How long have I been doing this now? 2 hours and 15 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the Sharpie paint pen. And you know, if I don't have room for this, the same number of dots on each side of that, oh well. it is what it is. If you're gonna count my dots, I'm not worrying about it. You're just gonna have to say she didn't have as many dots on that side as the other one. Okay, so maybe we'll do a little bit of something white out here on some of these hearts out here. And you can use other white paint pens like the Molotow or the Sharpie poster paint pen. You know, you can do things like that as well. So yeah, that's pretty much what one looks like. So let's look at it here. So here is a finished, you know, more or less a finished one, finished mandala pattern. And these have just been base coated with the watercolor. You can see what a big difference there is if you have the, you know, all of the trimmings and the frosting and the outlining and colored pencil and stuff done on top of the watercolor wash. So you can see what a difference there is between that and this. Fun, huh? Okay, so that was our first stream.
Yeah, it was
on
pretty
YouTube.
successful.
Not too bad. No major hitches.
No.
So we managed to get Drama Free Friday in on Drama Free Friday and Saturday. So I think we're going to call it a night and call it a success. So thanks for joining me, everybody. Thanks any of you who've watched the live stream and any of you who've watched the recording. I'm just really tickled that you did. So yeah. And my sidekick is here.
Bye, everybody.
Let's just do this. That way we can get rid of that camera. Yeah, so thanks. As they say in the opera, brava. I know. He's not home for too many more days, but yeah.
Just a few more, not too many.
I know. I can't think about it. Can't think about it or I will start crying.
Only an airplane right away.
I know. All right, the voice is starting to go, so I'm going to sign off for now, and I will see you next Friday.
Oh, they went
if
to
not
see the
before.
sponsors. Do you want to wake
Oh,
them
the
up?
sponsors. Oh, okay. Yeah, of course.
All right.
Just open the door. They'll come shooting out.
All right.
It's
I'll let
easy.
them take my spot.
They'll shoot right on out of there.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Come on.
Come on. Come here. You better come say goodnight to the people, Mr. Sponsor. Charlie. Come here. Come on. Yes, that's right. You know the drill. Come on. Come say hello. Come say hello and goodnight. Come on. Oh, you're so big. Get up here. Yeah, get right on up here. Can you put yourself down here? There you go. You ready for your close-up? Yes. Charlie, come here. Okay, come on. Come on, old biggin. Okay, here we go. All right, peoples. There they are. Up close and personal. Are you ready to say goodnight to everyone? Can you say goodnight? Yes, they are the sponsors. Hi, Sandy. All right. So thanks for joining us. And before anyone turns around and does something rude to the camera, we will say so long, farewell, and we'll see you next time. So thanks for joining us. Oh, what are you doing? Eating rubber bands. That's not good. Okay. Before we get in trouble here, we'll see you later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Quit,
Happy New Year.
Charlie. Quit that. Quit eating rubber bands. Good grief. Bye. Okay, I need to get back to... Oh, suddenly we have a disaster occurring. No. Yes.